The thing is, like,
in different
like, worse
criteria,
writing.
I would say. So, like,
Like,
there's different criteria which
like it
the
has
Skywalker is worse,
like,
and there's different criteria where The Last Jedi
the thing is,
worse.
one of the things people say about the prequels a lot, and I kind of agree, but it just doesn't bother me as much, is the dialogue is bad, or it sounds bad, or, like, the way they talk is bad. But then they have Rise of Skywalker with lines like, somehow Palpatine returned, and this is... I feel like that's way worse than any of the dialogue. Yeah, I feel like that's way worse than any of the dialogue in the prequels.
This dagger has done terrible things while holding the Youngling Slayer 9000.
Also,
I think the best way to describe it is that the prequels have cheesy dialogue, while the sequels just have terrible dialogue, just straight up shit.
No,
the one thing,
it's poetic.
It's Shakespearean.
For a long time,
not just the men, but the women and the children too. They're animals and slaughtering like animals.
I hate them.
For a long time, I only had seen the German dub, and the delivery of the lines is much better. The delivery is just much better.
It sound like something out of a Hitler speech.
Fucking hilarious.
No, the delivery was just much better.
In the movie itself, it already had him saying, dictatorship. It's a pretty good idea. He didn't say it in those words, but when he's like, I don't know, man. I think we should
force them. We should force them to make the decisions to vote the right way and shit.
To this day, I prefer the German dub of Avatar: The Last Airbender over the English one.
Oh my god, I need to see this.
Well,
to this day, I prefer
every Star Wars.
Every time Firelord Sozin is on screen, it's literally just a Hitler clip.
No, not quite like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get started. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 171, and this is maybe our first planned double feature. I know we've done double features before, but that was like, oh god, we're done. Let's get to the second one as quickly as possible. So now we're actually planning this out. These are two very short videos. They're roughly 5 minutes each, and these are both done by. One of them was done by Banditincorporated, and the other one is Wolf of Thorns. So one is about Star Wars, or how women are ruining it, and the other one is about The Last of Us Part 2 and the giraffe and zebra connection foreshadowing everything. So lots of big grandiose statements in both videos, and we're going to see how they're going on. So this is about a 10-minute experience in terms of real-time video watching. For us, it's going to be about 2 hours and a half because we're crazy.
I think the video itself, I think the title... It makes good arguments, but the title itself is wrong. It's more like the progressive politics is what's ruining it, and not women themselves.
Yeah, I think it's inflammatory and like over the top.
Yeah, it is supposed to be inflammatory and over the top. I do get that, but I would just call it inaccurate.
The title is drawing people to watch it because people will say, "How you
how dare you?
Women are queens."
It's that thing from fucking Mulan where he's like, a woman.
A woman.
A woman.
Also, nobody is paying attention to the fact that it's 171 episodes later. Smud finally has a plan.
Well, we do have backups for videos to watch, but we're actually.
I think he's beat Holdo at not telling us the plan for a record time, or at least not having a plan.
All of us are Poe. We are all Poe.
Smud, tell us. Tell us
there's a plan.
I got them queued up there on the right. Can't you see?
Tell us we won't go on tangents.
Women are ruining Star Wars. Then we have the giraffe. It's all right there, guys. Okay.
All right. I just noticed that. Yeah, that's
all there is to it. It's not hard.
Oh, because
I saw the story of this video because they were tie it the Last of Us video and the Manage Inc. video, and all of a sudden a lot of people voted for the Manage Inc. video.
All of a sudden, you're a Nazi.
Well, again, yeah, these were the two most voted on, so they just happened to work out that way. They're both short, so it should work out. And hopefully, if we're fast, we'll have a third one to watch. We don't know, but we'll just see how we do.
No, please.
We can watch Astartes after those two videos.
Oh, I haven't even paid attention to the third ones we could look at, but let's just see how we do with this one and the next, and hopefully we won't hurt ourselves in the process. So let's get going.
Too late, I've already hit myself.
I hurt myself today.
All right. Using the wrong title card for this music. Just throwing
It's
that out.
supposed to be black screen.
Yeah,
black
that's
screen.
the most important thing we need to comment on right now, Zach.
Well, look.
Well,
Well,
I'm saying a way
ideally,
better
you'd have a
intro-
pre-title card, like a scene or
Yeah,
like
you would
a
have like
clip
a
or
clip
something.
of like Holdo being a bitch, and
Like
then just
yeah, I think what you'd have is like Kathleen Kennedy going, "The Force is female," and then it would be
like that would be
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have been like clap clap. All right.
or something about like, oh, we're gonna appeal more to women, and it's gonna make the franchise so much better. And then you cut
We're gonna
to
make Star
We're
Wars
gonna
again.
respect these characters telling George.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They did not
that,
respect
that
her.
would be amazing.
Oh no! Oh, that could have. Hold on, I gotta write that down. Just take some notes here.
Anyway.
But we have percent of our executive team are women. And 6 out of 8 of the people in my story group are women.
God damn it! He should have put this clip before the title.
Yeah, that would have fit much better with the
God
format of
Damn it!
Sunny.
Okay, so just to show facts like this is all rather irrelevant. It doesn't really matter who's in your story group, whether their gender is
Yeah.
X or Y. I think we could all agree that this is not really relevant to the argument.
It is if
I
she's
would
making
say
an
that-
advertising point. If she's making a point of,
I
isn't
would-
this so great?
I would disagree that it's not relevant because I think there's a reason why that 6 out of 8 the writers are female. Usually, I don't think it adds anything to the quality. I don't think it's something you. I best
I
explain.
think he'll explain in a
These
second.
I get
know,
it, what
these
you're
people
trying
have
to
been
say.
picked for diversity's sake and not because of their knowledge of Star Wars or their skill at their job.
I think
or
I think
anything.
he'll explain in a second why you wouldn't expect it to be even 50-50. You should be a little bit suspicious about a Star Wars thing that it would naturally be 50-50 because realistically you're not just taking a sample of the population. You're taking a sample of you should be comparing it to the population of people who really know Star Wars and are really, really big fans of Star Wars.
Also, one
which is
thing
not
that
gonna be
this
50-50.
person has mistaken: the Star Wars story group actually aren't writers; they're law keepers. They're
Also,
terrible at it, but they're not
What?
writers.
I mean,
Well,
I think the reason
evidently.
why Kathleen Kennedy mentioned this because no, look, it's so great, but you have women, and most people
Look,
are like,
we're so
I don't give a
progressive.
shit. Just give me good Star Wars.
Right.
Exactly.
So, so the argument is you have a gender of a certain genre that works. For example, we could talk about the Harlequin romance genre. The majority of the top-selling authors are women. So I'd say the top 10 are probably women. So it's not to say a man can't write Harlequin romance, but they're writing for a female audience. And again, it's not to say male readers can't read Harlequin romance. I'm sure they maybe some do. I don't know who they are. I'm sure they're out there.
That's racist. That's really racist.
Okay.
How?
Better than
How
being
it is-
sexist, I guess.
It's racist. That's the 4 races: men, women, gay, black.
Chinese.
Oh.
No,
No, it's
men,
definitely
women,
Chinese.
gay, black. Those are the 4
Chinese is the
races.
other gender.
They don't exist.
Chinese.
Just
Okay,
like
so,
the
so
Brazilians.
the main point that Shiny was making is that these are
Really,
not writers. They are lore keepers, which is hilarious if you think about it that way. When you look at the lore of Star Wars, there are plenty of fans I can reference, Shiny being one of them, for asking a general question about how does the Force work in certain scenarios, and they would give me a hard answer with examples. So when we look at scripts, episode 7 and 8, we go, wow, what happened to the lore there? And these people were in charge of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so a quick explanation with the Star Wars story group. They're supposed to, in theory, police all of the material equally, but in actuality, they actually have no say in the films themselves.
That's not
So-
how this works. Well, we don't fucking care. Shut the fuck up, Kathleen.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kennedy.
they
no,
basically
swing
have to be
bourbon.
yes. They have to be yes men, and they're constantly
Yeah.
running for defense for the sequels. Like for instance, the Star Wars story group defends the Holdo maneuver, despite the fact we can very explicitly say this doesn't make any sense. They defend Rey because they have to.
I just imagine
Although
guns to
it's
their
wrong
head.
there.
Disney
It's
sponsored guns
6
to the back
women,
of their heads.
1 man, and Pablo Hidalgo.
Yeah, yes, probably.
6 of the 8 writers are female. The 2 men are gay. Probably. I don't know.
Pablo probably is pretty gay. Let's be real.
Pablo Hidalgo? I don't know who that is.
I saw that on Morning Nonsense. These were talking about that.
So,
yeah.
Something y'all mentioned earlier just reminded me of something Mahler said on EFAP. It was just like, if you try to ask Kathleen Kennedy, what is the Force? She'd just go, oh, the Force is just... It's just this... It's wonderful. It's just wonderful.
It's female.
It's a feeling. How does it make you feel?
And it's wonderful. Then I probably wouldn't be able to get through that explanation without shooting both of us in the head. But
she wouldn't know how to explain the Force.
Well, I don't think it's her job to
really
actually
fucking
be a
simple.
lore
I
expert
wouldn't
herself. So,
No, she just is the CEO.
right.
And
And
she doesn't need to know.
Is Doomcock reliable at all?
Depends.
I like him, but I don't think he is reliable at all.
He's
I don't
not
really
a
watch his
reliable
videos, to be honest.
review. Like he's not that good at
He's not a great reviewer.
understanding writing. Sorry, and then I wouldn't trust any of his rumors either. So that's 90% of his content out the window. But I like the guy. I just don't trust his rumors at all, and I don't think he's very good at reviewing.
He's a good guy,
Right.
but
I won't bring up
wouldn't
his.
trust him.
I won't bring up his information then.
Okay, here's Joe Crazy. Thank you, Joe. In the German dub, Palpatine is just the pre-recorded Adolf speech. What?
He's Space Hitler, I think.
Oh, dear.
See, the thing
It's
is,
really fucking simple. I wouldn't recommend shooting at me.
Fucking soundboard.
Was that Zach? Of course it was.
No, it was
Zach
Matthias. It was Matthias. Didn't you hear
Me?
it?
gosh diddly dang.
There's 5 races: Zach, man, woman, black, gay, bear.
Okay, so having executives who are female means very little to me. It's the writers or the story group which I'm more concerned about.
Other than that, they've forced them.
Anyway, let's keep going.
And sure, there's a lot of people that would be surprised that we're making Star Wars movies, and the majority of the people involved in the development of
I
those
hate this
stories
picture.
are women.
I think it's fine. I really just I don't mind using like paraphernalia or saying the Force is female or women are strong. I have nothing against that, provided you give us actual strong
I
female
fucking hate women.
yeah, no, I'm
Here's
great.
the thing: I fucking hate women.
The thing is, it's using the Star Wars brand as a political device.
You see, but
Yeah.
I don't even characterize it as political. I just characterize it as people in T-shirts who happen to be women and say we feel
With a message on their shirt,
Yeah,
which
see,
is a
if it was a
progressive
bunch of
message.
guys in T-shirts and go, the Force is masculine, and I'm like, or male, I'd be like,
Based.
whatever.
I would call it fucking dumb as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also call that dumb.
But
Fucking
I see nothing
idiots.
wrong
If
with
If
people
a
being
men's
dumb.
rights activist walked out
It
into
would
a
be
field
more
with-
fucking accurate. It would be more fucking accurate.
how though?
Wrong. I gotta
Because the Force
dispute
doesn't
this.
even have a
I gotta
gender.
dispute this, Smud. I gotta say, the problem is the Force isn't gendered at all, and the Force isn't really a sentient thing. It was never established to be that in the OT. It was just this field
Life
Oh
force.
yeah, no, I'm with
of
you
living
there.
energy that permeating from all living things.
Oh, I totally
That's
get
exactly the explanation that we got, and that's all we needed.
Oh, I
and
agree.
then we have the CEO of Lucasfilm wearing a T-shirt that says "The Force is female."
I
I think
Zach-
it's pretty
direct
obvious that she's not literally
political
saying
message.
Yeah,
that she's not literally saying that in the actual literal lore that it's literally female.
right.
That's
So-
like
But it's
not
the political
statement.
message.
no, I get.
That's not. But
I-
that's not what. It's not about the literal. This thing in the story is literally female. That's
Right.
not
But it's
the
the
point.
same message as the Force.
not the
or
point
the future is female.
of the statement.
It's the same statement.
I think that
essentially.
I think they're taking something like say Super Mario and say Super Mario is love, right? That's a silly thing to say, right? Super Mario is just a character in a video game with very little conversational skills. He's not a big.
Nike has a clothing line called "The Force is Female."
That's again. This is all fine. If it's to sell shoes, if it's to make you feel good, I don't care because we know in the story what it means. So if a bunch of women want to feel empowered by wearing T-shirts and feeling part of the group, I'm okay with this. When it comes to the story, that's where I put my foot down and say, "What are you talking about? Is the Force female in the story? Of course it isn't. But what is it? What does it do? What are you doing in the lore? How does this operate?" That's what I care about because that's what we've always cared about. We don't care about, at least I don't, about the toys and the games as much because that you can get stories from the games more so in the books. But if you want to make paraphernalia or merch and say, look at this awesome T-shirt, it's a boring T-shirt, really. It's kind of silly. But that's how you treat it as. It's a silly T-shirt.
Patching it through.
And if a bunch of women feel good about themselves, I'm all for it. Same with a bunch of guys. Go for it. Just make sure your stories work. And they don't. So
I will interject here. Just a small correction to our little rant. I'll post this in our chat. This is just one of about a dozen links that I'm seeing on Google of the truth about the Force is female. Apparently, it's literally just a Nike clothing brand. Or
yes, it is. It is a brand to sell. Yeah,
and
you're right.
It was never related to Star Wars at all. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy just bought the shirts because she saw it.
Oh, really?
All right.
I knew it was a tagline
Patching
for
it through.
Nike. I heard about that years ago. I didn't know she just bought the shirts for the hell of it. Are these actual Nike shirts?
Yes. Yeah, they're actual Nike shirts.
Okay.
And, yeah, apparently the Force is female was never a thing in Disney.
That makes sense.
Huh.
So why they promoted it?
They just, I guess Kathleen Kennedy just saw the shirts and was just like, "Oh, hey, I'm the CEO of Star Wars," and this says the Force on it. So, just a small correction. I will retract my statements then about the Force is female.
I like shoes too, Zach. It's okay. Who says
No, I hate shoes. Fuck shoes. All my homies hate shoes.
Oh yeah, you're bareback on the feet.
What? Shoes don't go on your back, Smut.
Oh yeah, okay.
They go on mine.
All right, well.
All right, Sarasve, Virgin Hux versus the Chad Tarkin. What? What the hell is that mean?
Oh, we all know Tarkin's pretty Chad.
Okay.
He doesn't even wear shoes. He fucking wears slippers and still manages to be intimidating.
No, he is a depiction of toxic masculinity, and you're a racist for thinking that he's cool.
So only the ladies wear.
Why not sexist?
Wear the Nikes, but Tarkin wears the slippers.
Tarkin is pretty sexy. Let's be real.
There you go.
True enough.
Okay.
I call him Grandpogger Tarkin.
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
Anyway,
thanks for that info.
Yeah, Taker 610.
There you go.
The two on the left can force me anytime. Oh, well, see, we're getting a big circle of love here. See, we're all appreciating.
I would laugh if they happened to be underage. You can never get some very mature looking.
Why would you laugh, Shady?
We're gonna move on. We're moving on.
Okay, let's keep
move
going.
on, please.
And I think that it's making a huge difference in the stories that we're
Okay, so this is obviously
yeah, it is making a huge difference.
This is supposition.
Get fucked.
There's no correlation here. Whatever they're doing isn't working well in the writing department. We can say that much.
So,
but
this just goes to show, by the way, just look at the critic score. This is a perfect example of critics don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because you can look at someone like Mahler, who makes a fucking cajillion hours series about why The Force Awakens itself is horrifically written. Has a
we know the reason why they.
He has a
we know the reason why they vote for it.
He has a 4-hour-long series of why The Last Jedi is fucking horrible.
But we know that the critics just their criteria is just, oh, it's progressive, therefore I'm going to vote for it. It's got a strong woman. It's got a a black
No,
guy.
they
It's
just
got a
look at the
Hispanic guy.
themes.
Therefore, it's
All they look at is just be like, "Oh, that's not how we're gonna win, dummy. We're gonna save what we love by dying." And
Well, I thought they
they
just
hear
looked
that and they're like, "Oh, great message, die."
I thought
I
they
don't
just
even-
looked
die.
at,
Don't
hey,
fight,
Disney
just die."
invited me to these events. I wanted to be invited again, so better give them a good score.
Yeah, I think the thing with critics, I think it's even more dumb than that. I think it's literally just it has a theme. You can identify a theme.
Look,
it
do I need
has
to go
a
to the Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes.
So if you look at the
Nah, I
reviews,
don't think-
they'll say stuff like how progressive it is or something. I want to bet.
It's usually a lot of positive
Jedi,
declarations of scenes they
Rotten
like for the sake of liking them, as opposed to
I think you don't
analyzing
even
what makes
you
them
don't even need to
attractive.
bring that up.
All right, so we're looking at The Last Jedi, Rotten Tomatoes reviews, just some of the snippets here. The success of The Last Jedi, like its father before it, will most likely rest on the conclusion of the trilogy. That aged like milk.
That
What ages?
it
What
really-
goes off faster than milk? Let's think.
Ethyl
Uh,
alcohol it
milk
evaporates.
2. Milk 2,
Wine?
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh god, this one is fantastic. Ryan Johnson
Somebody
has given us
photoshopped Luke
breathtaking
Skywalker's face onto Gandalf, and it's horrible.
apparently someone thinks the film respects our intelligence.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi may not be perfect. That's saying that's an understatement. But the need to accept imperfection and keep going becomes one of the movie's themes. It's about mentorship that's invigorating rather than smothering. Michael Sragow, Film Comment Magazine, top critic. Go fuck yourself, Michael Sragow.
I found one here by Matthew Lucas. His comment is, "A world where women can be strong without the help of men, where princesses can become generals, and girls can who come from backwater planets can rise to be the hope of the galaxy."
Stop.
Here we go. I'll show you the. I'll put
That's
the
what this
screenshot.
dude gave it. This dude gave it a 3 out of 5, and he says, in terms of directing, The Last Jedi shines. In terms of storytelling, it meshes together a lot of elements that have so much potential, but that potential is left untapped.
By the way, I have a quick question. What's a rating of 3.5 out of 4? Why is 4 just the most random? I don't. We got a 5.
Oh
or
my
a
god, I
10,
see it! I
or
see
100.
the
Why is
3.5
it
out
a
of 4?
3.5 out of 4? What?
What?
Oliver is just random.
That's terrible. That person's an idiot, clearly.
A film that will make you want to watch it again and again and again by Richard
Film that
Probst.
makes me want to blow my brains out.
And all of the bad mistakes.
I really like
remember
this
when,
one.
Writing.
Do you remember when Black Panther went down by like several
Panther.
like points, and then people just started screaming, "Oh my god!" That this one person that gave it a 7, or was it 7 out of 10 rather than a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10? They're a literal Nazi. They need to be hunted down and destroyed. They need to be cancelled.
Yep, I remember this.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that exactly.
I
They're
liked,
racist because they gave us
What does
slightly
it
lower-
matter?
No, listen, it's the first black superhero ever.
We never had any before.
There was never a black
only thing-
superhero before that movie.
Yeah. The
I
only
mean,
claim
Rey
to
is the first
fame-
black superhero?
Yes.
The only claim to fame that Black Panther has is a mostly black crew, mostly black cast, with one token white guy in the main cast.
Two
That's the only
token white
thing it-
guys. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
You're forgetting about the
Smeagol.
horrible
Okay,
CGI
yeah,
characters. That's
two
also a lot
token
of
white
diversity
guys.
as well.
Smeagol was in that movie, you fuck.
Yes.
I thought it
Yeah.
was known for how bad it is.
Yeah. Well,
It's known for
there
rhino
are
milk.
There are
No.
people who said that Black Panther was snubbed for Best Picture.
Black Panther. The Black Panther.
All right, so there's
Somehow it
obviously
got an Oscar nomination because it panders to the right political crowd.
Although it panders to the left political crowd. Whoa.
So anyway,
Listen,
when
man,
Hey,
it
I'm
doesn't
all
really matter.
for,
It doesn't really
like,
matter
a
what
black
the
empowerment
critics
movie.
say
Oh,
and
sorry,
what the
Smud, go
fans
ahead.
say. The difference is that there's over at this time when this person made the video, there's over 170,000 responses for a rating, whereas the critics have 350. So that's, to me, says there's a big
Wow.
disparity between the response and why. And you just have to read a few to get the detail. Whether a fan says this sucks, this is bad, 0 out of 10, whatever, isn't a great response. You have to actually read their response and see why they think that way, and you just see a pattern as you keep going. And if you see the same opposite pattern with the critics, and why is that? That's the big question we have. So there has to be a
So,
reason.
But
for it.
Smud,
Shit.
No, I
But
just
Smud,
okay. Rotten
Russian
Tomatoes.
bots.
Hold on, I gotta add this real quick. Audience reviews for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It gives you 4 cherry-picked ones from 2 years ago. Just on the main page. Click see all audience reviews. Half of 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 5 star, half of 1 star, 5 star, half of 1, 5 star, half 1. Oof.
But Smud, Russian bots.
I'm not Smud.
Russian bots.
Oh, do you remember how I forgot to report?
Now you are, Zach.
Somebody was it Ryan Johnson? Oh, somebody made the claim that the bad user reviews for Star Wars: Last Jedi
okay,
were
so
a Russian
I remember
ploy
this.
to disrupt American
Yeah,
culture.
yeah.
I
remember
don't remember that specifically,
Which is
but I remember the
so
quote from Ryan
fascinating.
Johnson. It was during the making of The Last Jedi, and we saw this in the documentary, the director and the Jedi, where there's a clip where Ryan is with a group of people. He's flicking through Twitter, and a lot of people at him saying, "Oh, please don't let Hux die," or this, that, and the other. And then he says, "Oh, all these people are sending me these tweets. They seem to be like Russian bot accounts."
What?
Wasn't it like a tiny percentage?
I don't know. We
I have no
don't actually
idea.
know the tweets themselves. But he just claimed a lot of people tweeted saying, "Oh, don't kill Hux in this movie," or something like along those lines before the film came out.
That's so stupid.
I'm trying to pull
Hux
up
is
the
barely even a
WandaVision reviews.
character.
I don't know about the Russian bots
really-
like later. I do know there's accusations of Russian bots for like things like the Rotten Tomatoes score,
Which is so stupid.
which is what led to, I think, was it Captain Marvel, where they removed a massive amount of reviews, or negative reviews specifically,
Yes.
because
Captain Marvel was held
they
at
claimed it was all
86
bots.
Oh no, sorry. It was actually Rise of Skywalker was held at 86% for 2 weeks after.
Oh, I remember it being I don't remember. I think it was before Rise of Skywalker with Captain Marvel.
It might have
I
been.
could've swe-
It might have
Yeah, it
been.
was
I
definitely
remember
Captain
a lot of
Marvel.
discourse about that, but I know for sure that the Rise of Skywalker held an 86% audience score with 10 reviews for about 2 weeks. I'm gonna let you do the math on that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it was interesting why that happened, but what is it now?
Below 86.
Yeah,
Let me see.
it was weird.
I'm trying to pull up WandaVision. Apparently, WandaVision got an 86% average audience score. So there you go.
Or did that
Seems
release?
pretty
Huh.
good.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes.
Legitimately, all I've heard is the Snotgate drama, which is a huge disagreement or fallout between the two actors because one of them had snot on his nose.
All right. This is interesting. So the tomato meter says 51% on Rise of Skywalker. Audience score says 86%.
It's still
on Rise of
86. Wow.
It has
What did
been
I say
86 since
earlier?
the beginning.
I said
I think it's the plan-
86%.
They're playing reverse psychology.
No,
They're like,
but
okay, we'll
seriously,
make the critics not like it,
86%.
and then people.
If
will
I
buy it
remember
because
correctly,
they hate critics.
that those 86% never changed.
I know.
The
If I
86%
remember
has
correctly.
apparently never changed. And but the tomato meter
Message
has a
coming
total
in.
count of 500
Patching it
reviews
through.
at 51%. That's interesting. I wonder what the tomato meter actually takes from.
The tomato meter is, I think it's like above like a 6 out of 10 is like fresh, isn't it? Or something like that. There's like a threshold above which it's fresh, and it's just
Yeah, I think it's 6 out of 10.
The percent that's above that threshold is fresh.
Okay, so
So
I clicked on
51%.
Anyways,
I clicked on all audience reviews of The Rise of Skywalker. 5 stars, half of one, 3, 2.5, 2.5, 1.5, half a star, 4 stars, half a star, 2 stars. But it's at 86%.
I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. That's like
that's just the first page, and it goes by recent.
I think the actual number of ratings, I think, is a lot less than the number of ratings for Last Jedi. If you look at the verified ratings number, I think you'll see that the verified ratings number is a lot less for The Rise of Skywalker than The Last Jedi.
Well, either way, something's wrong with the rating system. This is the same argument we have with the Metacritic.com site. So there's lots of weird things going on that we don't trust these sites anymore for obvious reasons. So let's just not take them seriously unless you guys want to do your own screen scraping program and get all the data and actually find the real value. That's up to you. But let's just keep going because that's, how it is.
Trying to tell. It is going to happen. We are going to hire a woman who's going to direct a Star Wars movie.
Okay, so she's saying something, and the thing on the screen is a little different. Yes, it is inevitable you will hire someone for some position which will be male or female. This is inevitable. It's not like she has a master plan here or some other reason. Why?
I will agree.
Why? I don't know. But why she's mentioning this is like, yeah, it's inevitable. It's like, yeah, you're right. I agree with you. But who cares? Who cares why you hire a male or a female? I don't care. Doesn't make any difference to me. So
that was just about the point I was going to make, yeah.
So on the screen...
Like, when that's a selling point, when the gender of a creator is a selling point, I know that your product is shit.
So she's just selling. Yeah, no, she's selling to the audience.
Else to offer.
Whatever interview she's in, she's selling to the audience, saying, "Hey, women are great." I was like, I don't care with that. That's fine. You can say whatever you like about how your opinion of women and how we're going to hire women. It's like that's fine. I don't care. But with that should come the argument for: are you prepared for this kind of job? Are you the right hire? Do you have the background and skills and this and that? Because that's how it works in the real world. If you want any technical job, you got to know your stuff. You have to have your experience. You have to have your degree or diploma and examples of your work. That's typically how it goes. So,
Step 1, do you know how to work camera?
Yeah, that's a good idea to be a director.
Step 1, do you have any kind of qualifications whatsoever?
Qualifications. Are you,
Qualifications.
Are you from Australia? You're hired. Okay.
Me standing in the office upside down on my head. Why, yes. How did you know?
I have doubt. And it is interesting because I have a huge number of men who call me constantly and tell me how much of a Star Wars fan they are and how much they want to get involved in anything to do with Star Wars. I don't have a lot of women.
Okay, so this was the wrong thing to say.
Yeah, I agree.
When you say, hey, my phone is off the hook from guys who want a job, and I'm like, I don't know. All those guys,
those
passionate.
dumb men, they can direct
it's
Star
not
Wars.
It's not that you couldn't find. It's not that you couldn't find a woman that could do it, but if you specifically go out of your way to try to find a woman, when the reality is the interested parties are overwhelmingly male, the chance of you finding that woman is astronomically small. It's very, very unlikely that you're going to.
We just so happen to have a Star Wars story group with what was it? 6 women and 2 men.
6 women and 1 man and 1 Pablo Hidalgo.
So that's what
Pablo Hidalgo's not even a man.
So I think she has this idea.
No, he's a eunuch. Let's get it right. Let's not misgender him as a man.
Yeah, I think Kathleen Kennedy has this idea that the population like of the planet is 50-50. So therefore anything should be 50-50.
Everything needs to be 50-50.
Every single thing, even if it doesn't actually reflect the relevant demographics, which is the people who know Star Wars and the people who really, really want to and are passionate about Star Wars.
And when you
which is who you want to direct it.
The way they see it is, if it's not 50-50, then there's some kind of discrimination.
Then because it must
on
be
the world
society or something. Yeah.
On the world scale, there are more women than men.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it is, and
it's not like
60-40 or something.
No, it's like 51-49.
I don't think that's relevant. We can keep going.
Right,
but like basically 50-50.
Yeah, the argument I wanted to say was this is pretty much the same statement.
No matter what, they want it to be 50-50.
Yeah, they want it to be 50-50 all the time.
And if it isn't, then
it's
some kind of discrimination.
Well, what I
that's an issue.
What I wanted to say is the argument's very much the same. In regards to critic and non-critic, you have an overwhelming number of non-critics who have this specific argument or opinion, and yet the professionals or whomever, it doesn't matter who they are, have the exact opposite. And obviously with Rotten Tomatoes in this example of The Rise of Skywalker is a little busted because this has been 86 for years now. So it's just a disparity that doesn't make sense, and we have this person in charge who's like, why are all these men calling me so passionate, so ready to probably work for free just to get in the door and say, I want to be on set. I want to be there and help. And
I want to be part of Star Wars. And
I
want to make a Star Wars story.
Well, men bad. Men bad.
I don't think it's men bad. She just wants women to be directors. I think I don't think
that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if they're a good story. They just need to be.
That is a noble.
Women in the roles.
That is a noble goal to have. That you want to empower female directors, and you would like to see more females being involved in Star Wars. That's a noble goal. But when you sacrifice. When you sacrifice
just because people are people, they're not genders.
Hold on. When you sacrifice the story and the legacy of Star Wars to try and achieve that goal, you're a cunt. I hate you. Just stop ruining shit to try and make up for the thing that you want.
And have those conversations with me. Now, that's not to say that there aren't Star Wars fans out there and women who have been, their careers have been shaped in some way by Star Wars if they're in film, but it's not in the same way that it is for men. So that's one of the challenges that...
Okay, so let's talk about that. It's not in the same way that it is for men. That is a word soup.
But, well, I see it with the same example.
Impacted women's careers is not the same way it has for men.
Right. So we look at Women Television Network or Harlequin Romance or the fashion industry. It's majority, a lot of women are focused because that's what they're interested in. So that's what they would have their financial means come about from. So it makes sense. And for
shockingly enough, men and women are interested in different things, generally speaking.
Yes, so
there's it's society. It's fucking society and shit, man.
Society just makes men and women like different things. So it's all because
bro. The conclusion she's coming to makes sense.
A G.I. Joe figure.
So she's saying the right thing, but she's still holding to her mentality, or rather her ideology, that we want more women in Star Wars. I'm like, that's fine. But you can't just disregard men. So I have nothing wrong with wanting women to be in certain positions or get hired, but that's, of course, if they pass a certain criteria for being skilled, being good at their thing, whatever that is. So she understands this.
You want the best, even if it is woman or man, you want the best to do the stories.
I agree. The thing is, why I'm making this statement is she's aware of this, but when I was in creative writing, there were some excellent stories by women that did not involve science fiction, and there were some mediocre to okay stories by men who did do science fiction. So women tend to shy away from things they're not interested in, but that doesn't make them bad at the thing. I bet you could easily teach.
Well, yeah, but we're taking the odds here. Like taking like, what are the chances that's like the best person for Star Wars to write Star Wars, to direct Star Wars, whatever, that understands Star Wars the best, that knows the most about the lore of Star Wars. What is the chance that that person is a woman? And I would say pretty low.
We have a crowd of 50 people, and a handful of them are women. Like the likelihood of the one in the crowd being the best for the job is very unlikely to be that woman. But they want to choose the woman because they want it to be, progressive. They don't actually hire them for their fucking qualifications. They just hire them because it's a demographic. Let's just shove some diversity in there.
And then you lower the quality of your product.
Yeah.
It is
because you're not
though.
trying to make a quality product or quality writing at that point. You're just trying to make something progressive. You're just trying to tick boxes. When your priority should always be writing. It should never be anything else other than to make a good product.
And what stuns me about that particular scenario is that people support it. People want more diversity in these projects at the sacrifice of writing, and they'll clap for anything. And it's shocking to me that nobody really thinks this through, or the common lefty on Twitter watching this podcast right now would call us sexist and bigots and try to cancel us. And that's because we're just stating that if you focus solely on the gender of the person you are hiring and not their qualifications, you're going to see a marked drop in quality.
This is interesting though, because
we would most likely be canceled.
Because when you're looking at male authors in the Harlequin romance section, they use pseudonyms or female names to sell their books, and some female authors also have husband and wife teams, like they write with their husband to write Harlequin romances. So it's specific to that audience, and all they want to do is sell the book. So they don't care about all this, who's male, who's female. If they can sell their book with their husband and he's a good writer or a good inspiration, they're going to work with that person and they're going to sell their book. So all this stuff is basic buying and selling. Who is this market for? What are they doing? And we're listening to this going, she knows this and she's still acting in the opposite way, which is odd. So
she doesn't understand capitalism.
Also, Chad, how is it not a noble goal to want more women in a project?
Why is it a noble goal?
Yeah, why is it a noble goal?
It's perfectly reasonable to say I would like more women to be involved in Star Wars, but when you sacrifice quality at the trying to achieve that goal, that's bad. That's fine. You can if you want more women to be involved in Star Wars, that's fine.
No, but the only thing you should be doing is to hire based on who's the most qualified.
Yes, I agree.
So at what point do you hire people based on, I don't know, gender? Why is that a noble goal to hire people based on gender?
You fucking don't. But if you can, how do I phrase this?
So you're saying if you have two people who are the exact same qualifications and one of them is a woman and one of them is a man, you should pick the woman over the man.
That's not at all what I'm saying.
Okay.
Where are you getting that?
Yeah,
it's just something I've heard before.
Personally, I generally just prefer if people make stuff they really want to make and that they really like, and then the audience comes after that.
That question would be, why does gender matter at all when it comes to the product you're making? Because it doesn't. I would agree that there are things which men like and things which women like, generally speaking, generally.
I agree.
But ultimately, it is down to people are individuals. They are not genders. They're not races. They're not sexualities. They're individuals, and it's up to the individual what the hell they want to do. Discrimination is never done against a group. It's always on an individual basis. So not all women have been discriminated against, neither of all men or all black people or all white people.
I swore we were hyped or something.
So you have to treat people as individuals and not groups. Like you can't treat black people or women or anything as segregating them because they are just individuals. Again,
Why not? Why not? Black people are great. Everybody should own one.
I prefer to rent, honestly.
One? Just one?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be enough to go around. I'm just digging this hole deeper.
I mean, they're singing the
worry,
fields.
it's
They're
funny.
happy.
What?
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. From the beginning.
All right, let's try and keep going here. Taker 610. Ryan claimed Empire was poorly received at first. No, it wasn't. Oh,
It
No.
was. Lie.
It wasn't.
Lie.
That's bull. That's a lie. Empire
Oh
was
yeah, it
critically
just happened to
acclaimed.
receive multiple awards and be so highly praised it got re-released several times.
I guess they had the same criteria back then. If it's terrible, you get a bunch of awards, as they do today.
so Taker 610 again. Thank you. Ignore those who are passionate of your IP and are lifetime fans. Instead, try to force those who have no interest in your IP to make your IP. Disney. It's kind of seeming that way. I don't know what this implied when she revealed to us that there's more men vying for the job than women.
That super chat actually just reminded me of my point that I wanted to make. Going back to Shiny's question of you have two people with the same qualifications. One's a man, one's a woman. They have the same qualifications. Who do you hire? At that point, I would go on passion for the project. Who do I think is actually going to put?
But isn't that part of the
110%?
qualifications?
No, the qualifications are going to be like what's on a resume, or is that?
Oh, maybe it's because over here we understand qualifications. Well, passion is part of the qualification.
That's really cute, and I like it.
Well, it depends if you're talking about the
Fine
literal
then, they
formal.
Hireable
Yeah,
criteria which will make them equally good for whatever you're doing or whatever you need them for.
Oh, far
Well,
no, toss a coin.
I mean,
it's just
yeah,
but
but
it doesn't
it-
know what coin costs. If
but
they're
it's-
both literally the same, except
Well,
apart-
at that
apart
point,
from
there's
the-
no. Theoretically, there's no difference.
There's no downside either.
between
Yeah.
but between a coin toss if you can determine that they're equal in all ways, which you can't. Realistically, in a realistic scenario,
Yeah.
you don't have all that information. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Realistically, you're not going to have this perfect scenario where you really know 100% how equal two people are.
And what I'm trying to say with getting women more involved with Star Wars, if you want to make it bad word here, more inclusive to a female audience, that's fine. Figure out the best way to do that by not shitting
The
all
thing
over
is,
the legacy
the
of
only
Star
way
Wars.
you can do that is by discriminate. If you're trying to actively get more women in there,
Is
you
that
have
the
to
only
ignore
way?
some men to
Is that
get
the only
women
way to
in.
do it? Or
Yes.
could
Well,
you
I
just
would say-
write? Or could you just write better
Zach,
stories and try
again,
harder
if you have a crowd of people,
Okay.
a handful of them are women, most of them are men, and in order to just happen to get the women, you have to usually because it's highly unlikely that the women will be the most qualified in that just group.
But what if
because
I
of-
want to grow that crowd and bring in more women?
But the
I think-
predominant
well,
audience,
I don't-
the
yeah,
predominant
no,
audience
it's
for
not.
Star Wars is male because it's Star Wars. That's what
Yeah, I
genre
agree.
I usually draw
No.
in men. However, if you want to draw in a female audience, if you want to identify or isolate a female audience, then tell another story that's maybe smaller on a smaller scale, which emphasizes
Oh, there we
drama
go.
and
we
interpersonal
go.
connections. You won't draw in a male audience really all that much, but you will draw in a female audience. However, there comes the challenge of giving the big budget blockbuster movies more women viewers, getting more women viewers to those things. It's really not as easy as it is when you're going to as it is to do something smaller on the smaller scale. That's something that's not part of the main trilogy or the main sequence of movies, because the main sequence of movies should be targeted towards men, because that's
I
where
think,
your
yeah,
your main
very-
genre is drawing in male audience.
It's very, very difficult to just we'll just do it without alienating like the fans, like the fans that we already have, the most passionate fans particularly.
Could you grow your male audience for Twilight? You certainly can, but maybe not in the main storyline.
Yeah, it's very
We've already seen franchises which try to say, "Hey, look, we'll make something from something which is masculine, or liked by men, and we'll try to and get women interested in it as well, or we'll try to get men interested in what women's interested in." Pride and Prejudice with zombies, for example. Oh look, no one liked it. But there's also things like Captain Marvel or
yeah, but that's shit. I'm not talking about.
Can you think of?
It's just any attempt or emancipation of Harley Quinn. Just that movies which attempt to be aimed towards the female audience. The problem is that you're trying to chase an audience which generally isn't even interested in what you're making in the first place.
So
it's time and time again. People falsely try to chase.
Let me respond before everybody dogpiles again. I agree with LitDev's analysis that it's mostly geared towards men. If you wanted to get more women involved, then make like a smaller scale drama Star Wars story, I guess. More men are going to be more attracted to the mainline Star Wars movies. I'm agreeing. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying why is the audience set in stone?
I'm saying why is it a noble goal?
Time out before
you're the one saying no. You're the one claiming that it's a noble goal. I don't think you've demonstrated that.
I'm saying
that's the claim that you made.
Right, but let me finish.
Why?
Why would you want to bring in more people into the crowd?
No. Why is it a noble goal?
Why would you not want to bring more people into the crowd?
That's not an answer. Why should it not stay the same?
Trying to bring in.
What is the correct percent?
What is
of the audience?
I don't have that answer, man.
So then, why is a higher percent of female more noble than the current percentage of the?
And also, why do you need to change the audience?
I'm not talking about changing the audience.
You said the audience
changing the audience. You're talking about pushing people out to bring in new people. Why can't you just grow the crowd?
You can't make everyone happy. You literally can't make something. The more you try to make something which appeals to everyone, the less it's going to appeal to everyone in that group individually.
I agree, but why can't we make like what LD said, a smaller scale drama Star Wars story?
You can certainly.
I don't think that's going to try. The audience you're looking for.
Problem is, it's not going to work.
The only things you're saying are saying that it's neutral, right? All
sorry
that you've actually said is stuff that would imply that it's neutral. You haven't actually shown that it's a noble goal.
Well, no. It's not a noble goal. No, it's not about that. It's about will you make money?
But that's what he said.
So, like,
earlier.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of a franchise which has dozens of iterations, and very, very few of those are different. Like they're a cooking show or it's a magical girl thing. That's called the Fate series. Show. Okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Fate series. It started off in 2003 or 2004, a long time ago, as a light novel and a visual novel, and then it just kept going and going. The same exact format: Fate Stay Night, Fate School Life, Fate Zero. Then there was Khalid Liner Prisma, which is like the magical girl manga. Then there was Strange Fake. There was Unlimited Codes. There was Tiger Coliseum. Those are video games. So there's a fighting game made out of those. Now those all make sense, except maybe the magical girl genre. But it played along with those tropes from manga and anime. So at least it was from a parent media or medium rather that you could also deviate into. The ones that didn't really take off so well were the cooking one and Carnival Phantasm, which was kind of like this big joke. It was like this big comedic farce of all the characters, and they're racing each other in cars and doing whatever bullshit. So then they had card games, then you had other mobile games like Fate Go, and that's good. All the other iterations of that. So all they were doing was doing extra genres, not only genres. So it's still within the same setting with some of the same characters, but there's 3 or 4 alternate universes of Fate, just for games, just for media. And those aren't just the mediums themselves or the media themselves, but the stories within the medium themselves as well. So that is taking something, and it's all cheap. It's all manga or light novel first, then manga, then anime, and if not an anime, then video game. So they know their audience, and they're not just throwing billions of dollars at the screen and trying. And that's why I like to see the animations from Star Wars with the Clone Wars and the books and the EU, because they're testing. They go, okay, did they like these books? Oh, they're going to love an animation. Oh, they're going to love a movie. Or they're going to love a seventh season of Clone Wars or whatever. So they have to build it up. So the idea of doing something within the same universe in a totally different genre isn't going to work too well. You have to combine genres, and that's very difficult to do.
It's interesting.
Okay.
Is there any example of a female-oriented franchise going the other way? Say like, oh, we got to make this appeal to men.
Sure, but that's
I
can't think of any.
Something which appealed more to men.
it would be specific to like the manga and anime
quick,
genre, just because I know that one a little bit. But it would start with like the magical girl genre, which would appeal to men just because it's pretty girls and doing cutesy things.
We should start making all the magical girls magical men.
Oh my god!
I would watch that. I would watch the fuck out of that, honestly.
The version of that where it's like one
I want to see a fucking anime about like wrestlers, like professional wrestlers or something, who get magical girl powers, and they're like in the fucking like tutus and shit.
Not even that. I want to see this female oriented. I want to see like Sailor Moon. In the same scene, they just change genders and nobody like. I want
to see fucking John Cena. I want to see fucking John Cena doing the magical girl transformation.
In a Sailor Moon outfit, and nobody fucking addresses it. Like, within one scene.
Instead of magic, they just use their fists and break people's faces in. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought we'd be done with this video in like 16 minutes.
Well, we're gonna get started.
I really want to see this now.
Yeah.
Wrestling Federation magical girls. I want to see it.
Yes. Taker 610.
Anyway, guys, we blame Hawk for this giant tangent.
Fucking Hawk.
Here we go. Taker 610. Raylo was their attempt to get more female fans. Arguably, yes, I would say that's true, but not necessarily. Anyway, 210-505. Women like Star Wars because it's Star Wars. You don't need to change it. Yeah, that's good enough. That's totally
cool. Fair. And I will say I agree with Dollface's rebuttal to me.
Like all I'm saying is the burden of proof. The burden of proof is on the person who wants to change the thing. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is the burden of proof on whether we should change how it currently is on the person who wants to make that change. So I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm not even saying like that it would necessarily be completely bad. I'm saying there's no reason for it for the current percentage of the fandom or of the staff or whatever. There's no reason to assume that is inherently immoral or bad for it to stay the way it is, and that's something that needs to be changed. That's all I'm sort of disagreeing with.
Anyway, video.
Yes, Joe Crazy. Actually, there is an anime that turns girls into magical buff men. Can't remember what it's called. That is, wow, I've never heard of that. That's amazing.
Okay, we watched that one now.
Yeah, I want to watch that. That's awesome.
I was thinking of Ultimate Muscle as well.
Actually,
I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I know that.
There's actually an example of this. So, like, Mike S. Miller tried to sell his book by going on Ben Shapiro, because Ben Shapiro has a huge audience. He's one of the most syndicated conservative speakers, I think, in the nation. Didn't get that many sales from it. However, if you go on EVS's like Ethan and Skyver's stream, you get a lot of sales because it's not so much as gathering in a huge audience. It's more gathering in an audience that is actually active and participates and is interested in which you're.
Will be receptive.
Receptive audience. So the size of the audience doesn't really matter as much as it is as a type of audience you're getting in front of.
All right, let's keep going.
Talking about.
Hello and welcome to Pareto's Principle Explain. The Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, is a rule that applies to every business, every organization, every corporation, no matter how large or small. There is no business which is unaffected by the Pareto principle, and it states that 80% of a business's profit is generated by just the top 20% of customers, the regular customers, the loyal customers, who buy all of the products and engage with a company at a high level. Hence, any company that wishes to succeed must take care to maintain and preserve this top 20% of customers.
When I took my job, I told my boss that when Star Wars comes out, I need time off work, and I've been working there for 5 years, so that was 5 years ago that I warned them that I was taking this day out, so they really had nothing to say about it.
I don't really see us any different than football fans that paint their faces and stand nude in 40 below degrees or whatever.
Darth Maul sounds so weird doing like that.
I'm really shocked.
I'm not. Yeah, this is off-putting.
By calling us freaks and idiots.
Does he have the context in?
It's pretty good makeup.
Brother Bob Maul.
Through foolish decisions, losers,
Bob
even
Maul.
half of this top 20%, can expect a 40% reduction in profits. Hence, any company that drives away its top 20% of customers can expect a disproportionately large reduction in profits.
Yes, thank you very
Kennedy
much.
said, I have a responsibility to the company that I
Not
work
wrong.
with. I don't feel that I have a responsibility to cater in some way to those particular fans. I
Wrong.
would never just seize on saying, well, this
You'd
is
be
a
wrong then.
franchise that's appealed primarily to men for many, many
Wrong.
years, and therefore I
Nope.
owe men something.
That is not
Yes,
correct.
you do. You owe them something. You do.
It's like the most insulting, worst comment, and so indicative of why
You
so many
you owe
people
men
don't want
everything,
women
okay?
working in these areas of the business. That I'm
Yeah, we
shocked.
gave you the
It's
19th
so
Amendment.
bad. All right, so first off, you of course owe the male fans something for what they've done for Star Wars. They built up those movies into the brand that it is today. Who do you think bought all those toys over the years? Who do you think went to see all the movies? Not just
What?
once.
A based
but
woman on the
multiple
internet?
times. Who do you think read
That's
all the
fake.
books
That's fake
and
news.
watched all the
Hold
animated
on, let's
series?
just
I
look
mean,
up
there are
Grace
women who enjoy
Randolph.
Star
Yeah,
Wars.
I've watched a couple of her
They're
videos.
born for every day.
Grace
But
Randolph.
something that
Gonna
Kathleen
slip
Kennedy
into the DMs.
realizes that, so this is a bad business
Slide up in
position
the
to take as well,
DMs.
that while women do show up eventually to watch these things, they aren't at the level of engagement for the most part as their male counterparts, right? But you have to be honest with the overall numbers, and that the vast majority of hardcore Star Wars fans are men.
Don't worry about the music. It's copyright free.
Yeah.
It should be anyway. That's why Always Sunny used it, because they didn't have to pay. They had to pay for it.
So in the end, we didn't even pick apart the video. We did pick apart Kathleen Kennedy's statements.
Yeah, I think
And we just shout out Zach.
Yeah.
She legitimately, just going by what her quotes here, she legitimately sounds like the worst person to put at the head of Star Wars. Of course, you have to cater to men.
Yeah,
of course you have to cater to a male audience. That's ridiculous.
The thing is,
not to do
I wouldn't say you need to be thankful to men. I see need to be thankful for the individuals who happen to be men.
Well,
you know,
yeah, but it's
a vast majority of them.
but it is mostly men,
it's-
right? Like,
yeah, it is mostly men, but it is
Of the-
more so,
yeah, so-
it's not saying okay, a man has came into the fandom at any point and you need to be thankful to him. You need to get on your
Yeah,
hands and knees.
yeah.
It's more the individuals who have been stuck with this franchise,
But-
and then to say,
yeah.
well, I don't need to appeal to men, and then all these people who have been fans for a very long time who are men, and then you just basically tell them fuck you.
I think basically the premise of the video is that one of the problems of the sequel trilogy is that it tried to appeal, it tried to disproportionately appeal to women and tried to, we're going to get women in, and it just didn't work because the most hardcore fans, the sort of the whales who are going to spend the most cash are men. You know, they're vast majority of those people.
I might be
are
one of
men.
them.
Yeah. So the idea that you can just, well, we'll just not pander them. We don't need to appeal to them at all. That's it's not going to work. Rip Shiny.
Oh, he's gone.
What?
I thought you were dead.
What?
I thought you died.
How? What gave you that idea?
I don't know. It looked like you were trying to say something, and
Oh,
It's
for some
fine.
reason,
His speaker in his
my-
helmet was broken.
it glows for some reason at random points when I'm not talking. Just ignore it.
It's just picking up noise from your room.
oh, okay, no problem.
All right.
No, it can't be picking noise from my room because my NVIDIA broadcast cuts out any background noise at all.
Okay.
Ryan's actually in the war zone right now. You would never know.
It really helps quiet the sound of the engines.
All right. Well, let's read some super chats and get on to the next video because this is pretty much done. Look in the memes in the Discord from 2tim505. Yes, thank you. Bunch of burly men in sailor outfits, I think. Whatever that was. Wonderful stuff, I think. Not for everyone, but certainly...
Gentrification?
Hold
on.
Not sure what that's about. Anyway.
This just came up on Twitter.
I'll be happy to image search that and find out the anime, if it is such a thing. Alex Halo, thank you. Funny thing in that anime, the guy the girl likes only likes her after she turns into a buff guy and had a crush on her buff male form. Huh. That's confusing.
Hold on, I just saw
right?
this on Twitter.
What the living crap is that? Nerd.
What is this?
Oh my god.
What is this?
Oh.
What?
Maybe it's the
that?
part where he beat his wife. I don't know. Maybe that part. I don't know. Maybe that was the part where people or women stopped being fan of the Beatles.
Anyway,
yeah, this is a whole fucking thing. It's like a whole fucking post. There's like 5 of these images.
Hey guys,
all
Dan
from
here,
Tumblr.
aka Wolf, and today we're going to discuss the exotic animal encounter connection between Ellie and Abby in The Last of Us Parts 1 and 2. As usual, stop now if you want to avoid spoilers or forever hold your peace. In the hours leading up to Joel's Day of Wrath at St. Mary's, Ellie and Abby each have their own powerful encounter
Did
with
the
an
video
animal
started?
descendant of the zoo in Salt Lake City.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so the next
Abby's
video,
dad
yeah,
saved
we're
the
talking
zebra.
about the concept of the giraffe and zebra in The Last of Us Part 2 is a form of foreshadowing.
The giraffe and zebra connection foreshadows everything.
So I'm not sure if
the giraffe is the key to all
First of
this.
First of all, the title
Message coming in.
is fucking amazing.
Oh, that should be over quick.
Yeah,
Well, that
no,
should
no,
be
It
over
doesn't say
quick.
here's why. It doesn't say here's why in the title.
Yeah, it's
No,
Well,
like foreshadows everything. Like he is going to undeniably prove this in 5 minutes.
so
and
what
44
ends up
seconds.
happening is you have animal imagery or this or that
Oh.
imagery. It's symbolic of something. In this case, it's symbolic of foreshadowing, which is a very complicated concept. Unless
yeah.
you
I watched a bit
actually-
of
You
it.
gotta
I
do
think it,
foreshadowing very clearly.
Yeah, foreshadowing has
It's
to be
pretty great.
bloody obvious.
For what?
So when you have
well, animal, another animal.
when you have an animal represent an idea, that's hard enough. To have them represent a future event is almost, I don't even know where you'd start with that, but you'd have to like explain the story of the zebra and what it means to someone and all this focus. Like you'd have to have an entire subplot dedicated to one animal and what happens to that animal and have the emotional reaction of the characters be like, oh my God, I lost this animal, or this animal means X to me. And then you have another animal and another subplot, and that means something else. And then you just keep going with that imagery. But you'd have to repeat the symbolism. You couldn't just let it drop. And unfortunately, that's what happens. So I don't know how
Look,
this...
he's going to explain all
Yeah.
of this
I
in
know.
5 minutes 44 seconds.
I know.
And you're going to feel like a big dumb poo-poo head after
I think
because
the
he didn't catch
zebra
it.
means bad luck. That's what it means.
Probably.
All right.
We don't really
Oh,
don't know.
by the way, Bogue just gave a super chat for Magical Girls or the girl turns into a buff dude. Thank you, but wow, you just happened to... This guy knows
Thank
everything.
you.
Bogue's like, no problem, I got you covered,
Just like
guys.
Empire Strikes Back. This game is also awful. Everyone hates it, and also got a bunch of awards apparently. So we have a modern day example of it too. This is modern day Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just subverts your expectations of wanting a good game.
Subverts your expectations. I hate these. I hate this. So much.
What? You expected Joel to be a good man, okay?
Yeah, they turned to be
You're
this
dumb
psychopath or something.
You dumb Satan man! How could you like think that he was ever going to be a good?
What character consistency, logic, real world logic? What's going on?
Shows how racist you are.
Yeah, super
you
racist.
Loser.
Hella racist.
Expected
Let's
logic.
just get through this video
Come
as
on.
quick as possible.
No, I want to drag this out to torture you, Shiny.
That was my.
You can torture me with the other video if we have time to watch it.
Well,
But I want to talk more about women. And
No, you don't.
Look at women.
And zebras?
You get to look at women, you guys.
Listen, I'm just trying to spread.
We know
my
Zach
sick
likes to
disease.
look at women.
You get
And that's
to look at
Is
that's
that
where he
a
went
Major
wrong.
League reference?
Is this a JoJo reference?
Both moments have striking
Yada, yada,
parallels
yada.
and stark
does it.
foreshadow what is to come in the next 5 years and
Coño!
women's lives. On the exact same day, in a moment only hours
You
apart
shush.
from each other, Ellie and Abby's dual encounter with an exotic creature native to another world is somewhat reminiscent of a medieval folklore. Specifically, the maiden's encounter with a unicorn in the wilderness.
Wow.
What's happening now?
I want to point out.
I didn't think this would be funny, but wow.
I want to point out
That is
a unicorn.
dumb.
It is a mythical creature.
You call this
that
guy
doesn't
fucking Mr.
exist.
Fantastic with these reaches.
Dude, he just Ryan Johnson the shit out of us. That subverted the shit out of my expectations. Oh my god!
Expecting that.
Bruh.
The unicorn is supposed to be magical. Do you know what the giraffe
Oh my
and the
God.
zebra is?
No, he's gonna tie it
Magical.
in somehow. He's gonna tie it
No,
in.
oh, but... Well,
So
fuck,
I
We're gonna
guess-
see the train of
Deep
thought.
teams.
So I guess in the irradiated hellscape that is the
Dude.
Last of Us 2 universe, a zebra is the equivalent of a
I
freaking
mean,
unicorn.
No, well, like a giraffe kind of has those weird like things in its head, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, it's got the
That
so
is
it's
true.
kind of like a unicorn.
I have one.
I suppose like a geocorn, I guess.
I guess so, or bicorn.
Bruh.
A bicorn.
A bicorn.
That's an actual
bicorn.
creature.
Yeah,
A bicorn.
Bicorn.
I suppose, wouldn't that be a rhino? I suppose a
Yeah.
rhino would be a bicorn.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I do like. Why is he bringing in Legend? It's a
No,
okay
listen,
movie.
it's gonna make sense.
mainly-
He has 5
I
more
think he's.
minutes.
I don't think he's bringing up that
No,
movie
he
specifically,
will
but just
ma-
the
he
general
He's just
myth of
bringing
unicorns.
unicorns in general, and he's
It's
going to make
so-
a parallel
it's-
between
well-
unicorns and a zebra and a giraffe.
Yes.
Look,
Yeah, because they're from another
Pretty
world,
normal.
Africa.
It's going
kinda funny.
to make sense.
Funny that
He
you-
has
No,
5
because-
minutes.
Like the unicorns, giraffes and zebras don't exist. They're
We all
completely
Much
know
like-
they are legends.
Much like Africans.
Yeah.
It's like
not
Australia.
real, bro.
Australia doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or no, yeah, it does exist. It's just called Emu Land.
That's
Which
the
one,
right.
Africa?
That's
Oh,
the
you
right
mean you
name.
haven't heard the conspiracy theories about how Australia doesn't exist, and that it was a way of hiding that apparently Britain killed its prisoners,
Well,
and apparently this
Well,
lie
no,
has been
it
kept
exists.
to
It's just
modern day.
populated entirely by emus and trench coats.
Trench coats?
Well,
Wait, explain the trench. Wait, hold on. I understand the emus. Explain the trench coats.
No, you know, like the 3 people
They're
in
friendly.
trench coats kind of thing, but like emus.
Oh,
Going
Yeah,
with
so
this.
they're
Yeah.
pretending to be
The
people.
unicorn was a symbol of purity and grace that could only be tamed by the maiden to harness the creature's ability to heal the sick and neutralize poison, which reminds us of Ellie's potential to protect.
But Ellie's not a maiden. Ellie's not a maiden at all.
Oh, bro.
Hold on.
Bruh.
Hold on. Ellie and Abby are both maidens. They had contact with exotic animals. What else is exotic? Unicorns. Unicorns cure diseases, just like Ellie's eczema rash.
Bruh.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
god.
a big
That's some
stretch.
seriously weird connections. Like, this is actually way funnier than the original video. This is way funnier than the other video.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Smud, fuck you.
Get back
You
for
did
laughing,
not.
fucking dick.
You did not play this first.
You fucking
Oh my
did.
god.
Good thing
Why
you
is
didn't.
this not
Best
the
for that.
opener? Oh my god. This is amazing.
Well, we have to build up to the funny part. We have to build up to the craziness, of course.
The other video and me talking about women was just foreplay. This is the climax.
This is the big battle, the boss battle.
This is the big coom.
I'm not sure I want to see you climax.
The unicorn wounded or injured, this could have the utmost dire consequences for the kingdom. The zebra caught in the barbed wire subconsciously calls back to Joel helping Ellie through the
This has to be a fucking joke. This is fucking. You can't be fucking serious.
You don't understand how big brain.
You can't be fucking serious.
No, you don't understand how
this
big
can't
brain.
be real.
It's real. I'm so.
Sounds like
happy.
fucking Godelb.
Dude, I am so happy.
It kind of feels
right
that
now.
way. It's like a parody.
God damn it, Joe! Why?
No, it's real. It's genius.
so
You're all too.
It's so
racist to
straight
understand.
faced.
Keep going. Let's keep going with this.
Keep going.
To Jackson, suggesting that Joel has broken this pact with the sacred encounter. Even though the fireflies free her, the fate of the kingdom is sealed, and there is nothing they can do to stop the darkness that is to come.
What?
Let me just go. Let's just hear that one more time.
I was hoping we just see him unload the mag.
Let's just hear that
Just
one more
fucking
time.
dump the mag into that dude's chest.
Caught in the barbed wire subconsciously calls back to Joel helping Ellie through the barbed wire.
Subconscious.
Oh my God.
Jackson, suggesting that Joel has broken this pact with the sacred encounter. Even though the fireflies free her, the fate of the kingdom is sealed, and there is nothing they can do to stop
What
the
kingdom?
darkness that is to come.
What's the kingdom here?
There will be no
A kingdom of fireflies.
I'm pretty sure, the kingdom that is America and the world at this point has already fallen.
Oh my God. I'm so happy.
This is amazing.
I love myths as much as the next guy, but what?
Let's just keep watching. I want to see what more stuff he has.
I don't think the exotic animal approached Ellie. I think the exotic animal got caught in barbed wire.
No, it did. No, you just didn't see it.
Yeah,
there will be.
I don't remember the part of the legend with the unicorn where unicorn gets caught in barbed wire and the maiden has to go rescue it.
Don't you remember the tale of King Arthur? Bartholomew?
It kind of glazed over a huge part of this whole thing that Ellie has to be a maiden. She has to be pure and innocent. And that's when back she has to fit the gender role. Okay, she has to fit that gender role. Okay, that's way back then when men did all the fighting and women were like wore dresses, looked pretty, and were the diplomats and the healers. Ellie is the man
Joan
here.
of Arc. LD
Okay.
one.
Also, I remember the unicorn being a
No,
phallic symbol.
none of you understand.
I
Theme.
disavow.
The theme.
But yeah, just remember,
let's just
unicorns are
let's keep
phallic
going.
symbols.
Oh, no.
Very important.
Oh yeah,
It is
that's true.
interesting to point out how
Where's Joan of Arc's
these two
unicorn?
scenes are
Where's
despite
that
their
one?
similarities.
Show me
It
that
was
one.
there in the story. Didn't you read it?
Joan of Arc is a
God.
domestic
Read that.
terrorist.
I must have read.
Quill.
I must have read the version of Joan of Arc where that actually existed.
I want that on a T-shirt from
Dolph.
Dollface. Joan of Arc is a domestic
Giraffes is a
terrorist.
peaceful and serene moment that both the player and the characters don't want to end, foreshadowing the 5 years of general happiness Ellie will find in Jackson living with her adoptive father.
No.
Wait. Okay.
Wait,
connection.
no.
What? Say what?
No, I got lost. No, I'm lost.
What?
Okay, so petting
I
a giraffe
don't understand.
does not foreshadow a time frame of happiness in the future. That's stupid. Okay? You can't say a little moment of calm and peace where someone is touching
What's
another
mine?
animal.
It's subjective. It's everything subjective.
Yeah,
It
but
makes
this is
sense.
stupid. This is not.
No, it makes perfect sense.
It makes sense if you look at reader response theory.
I'm just imagining Smud's eyes and his profile picture just glowing more intensely.
This is just stupid. This
wow,
is
that's crazy.
You could have said
Let's just-
anything about any person having a good time and going, this foreshadows the future events where someone does something nice. And you're like, what?
What circle of hell have I wandered into?
The based circle.
Oh, no. I just realized I got some donations. I'm sorry, Fran. Speaking of subverted expectations, Neil subverted everyone's by having Abby getting her prostate stimulated by her boy toy with no reach around and Vaseline.
We didn't need to know
I
that.
hate
that scene.
that you just said that shit. Take it back.
Also, it's
Take it
these
back.
moments, you know.
They're not
It's
my
these moments.
words.
You remember that Druckmann did both parts in the sex scene, probably.
Oh.
That's a
Just for
rumor.
confirmation, this wasn't uploaded on April 1st, right? It wasn't. It was not
dear.
uploaded on April 1st.
Well, I guess
right?
there's one we're checking. It was September 2nd, 2020.
Nope. So
Wow.
yeah, it's not April 1st. It's not April
No,
Fools.
it's
Confirmed.
not.
All right, one more.
By the
It's
way,
not a prank.
one more donation.
if you
we'll
guys
keep
want,
going. Stares at video essayist and gamer community guys. The Last of Us 2 is effing horseshit. Get over it. Please play literally any
Zebra shit.
other game.
Play Hades. It's really good.
Well, okay. Thanks.
by the
Thanks,
way,
Fritz.
check the chat. I have something for you.
Check the chat.
Yeah.
Grace Randolph behind the trailer on YouTube. Oh.
What does that mean?
Send feet pics.
That's the girl who was on
Girl,
the
I heard you
video.
like
we
Star
watched.
Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey girl, I heard you like Star Wars.
Who is
You
doing
forgot
this?
the very important winky face. You
Zach.
Let's just keep going.
I disavow.
Moving in herds, suggesting the solace Ellie will find it becoming a
You see, they move in herds like dinosaurs.
They do.
Oh, this is
You know
symbolic
what else
of
was-
Jurassic Park.
Guess who else was in Jurassic Park? Sam Neill. Sam Neill starred in the hit movie Event Horizon. Event Horizon depicted horrific events, just like The Last of Us 2 being a horrific game.
part of
Dinosaurs
It's
have
all
tiny
connected.
of abandonment her whole life. Abby's encounter with the lone zebra is the complete opposite of this. Stressful
Fucking
and
retard
full of
zebra
tension.
getting
The
caught in a
zebra is
fence.
hurt
Just
and in
go
distress,
over it.
And the threat of bodily injury to Dr. Anderson and Abby keeps the player and the characters on edge the entire time. We
Does
want
it?
the scene to be resolved quickly because it is stressful to experience from every angle.
What
Foreshadowing
fucking stupid kind of zebra has just ran into a fence like this and managed to get itself tied up?
It's going into the fence and done a fucking somersault.
Let's be honest.
It did a fucking
Also,
backflip.
Let's be honest here.
Also-
if it does this to itself, it deserves to be eaten. It's natural
Little
selection.
Johnny's pretty dumb. That's why the other zebras let him alone.
This,
The other
this scene
zebras
was
did it.
This scene isn't stressful. I was laughing my ass off.
The other zebras did it because he was black with white stripes and not white with black stripes.
I'm like,
They said, "Hey, go jump into that fence."
It's like, hey, well, you're not white with black stripes. You're black with white stripes. Fuck you.
Wait. Was this? Are you saying that this was a zebra lynching?
Yeah. This is a zebra lynching. That's what it is.
Oh my god!
Guess so. Yeah, apparently.
Well, because he's black. With white stripes.
the losses she is about to endure. Both the murder of her father and the destruction of her Firefly community.
Murder.
Joel and Ellie are in a building and up high.
Yeah, he wasn't
which suggests
defending
the
his daughter or
relative peace
anything,
and
it's fine.
safety they will find in their new home. Whereas Abby and
Just
Dr.
take that out of
Anderson
context,
are
I
on the
guess.
ground in an open park, vulnerable and exposed, blinded by the surrounded trees, unable to see the
Vulnerable
dangers
and
racing towards
exposed.
them in the hours to come. At the Giraffes, there are only two characters: Ellie and her adoptive
Wait a second. He's trying to connect the behavior of a zebra to Abby's future behavior of attacking.
yes.
Yes, he's.
This is theme to the next level.
It really makes you feel like a zebra caught in barbed wire.
He's
What?
having an overdose of themes.
Why the fuck does Joel stuff his arrows in his backpack instead of just making a goddamn quiver?
That is his quiver.
No,
I
it's
think
not. That's his
his
backpack. It's a
makeshift
flap
quiver.
on
No,
his
he
backpack.
turned it into a quiver. There you go.
No, that's stupid.
It's
because
2 in
arrows are
1.
gonna break.
This reminds me so much of a first year English student trying to write an essay about the themes in a certain
Just
book.
when you're trying
And
to
then
reach that word count.
The professor gets this and he says, "Well,
Yeah.
this is not found in the book. Failed."
But the curtains are blue. That means the character's sad. The curtains are blue.
Let's keep going. Let's just keep
The
going.
curtains are
Let's
red,
just-
therefore it's a
As
womb.
an ultimate result of the actions
Whoa.
he's about to commit later that day. At the
Whoa.
zebra, there are 3 characters:
How?
Abby, her father, and the man she loves.
Here we have 2 characters. Here we have 3 characters. Here we have 5.
She loved than Ellie in the fateful chain of events that Joel's Day of Wrath will set into motion. Ultimately,
Day of Wrath.
Giraffes and
Come
Abby
on.
Holy
His Day of Wrath.
Holy
Fuck's sake.
Dude,
Abby's
this
encounter
is
with
headcanon, the next level.
Innocence Lost, as depictions of these animals in art and in plush toy form.
Just smacks her head on the
Just smacks her head.
In the first game, as well as painted on the walls of the WL.
Oh my god! Oh my. Okay, that's not a zebra. That's a deer.
Have you never seen a zebra with antlers before?
No. Go back. Go back.
Dude, what?
I just don't. I can't take this. This is stupid.
Dude, no, you're just not big brain enough to understand how good it is.
Clearly
You need
not.
500 IQ to understand this.
You have to have Ebola to know the way.
Associated with children throughout both games, most notably in Ish's
Ebola is a case of
Underground.
danger compared to me.
Yeah, there's the zebra there.
Of the WL.
Look, there's a bunny.
Why is there a bunny?
There's a bunny. There's a theme of rabbits in The Last of Us.
So
there are two cats. The two cats represent Ellie
being
Abby.
gay.
What, bro?
What the green color represents?
What's the butterfly?
Envy. So Abby is envious of Ellie for having a dad because her dad killed her dad, so she killed Ellie's dad. There you go.
That's the green.
The cat's tails are parallel, just like the journeys of Abby and Ellie.
And the butterfly. What the butterfly means?
What's another word for
the
cats?
Butterfly is the loss of innocence. Because Abby's,
it's the
Ellie's
butterfly
the black
stuff.
Ellie's
the butterfly represents how Abby is crucified.
No. Zach is
Explain
onto
yourself.
something. You know,
Explain
butterfly is the loss of innocence. Cats. What's another word for cats? Pussies. Two pussies. Ellie and Dina. Ellie is losing her innocence in the journey of The Last of Us 2. It all
And
makes
it's flying
sense.
away. Look, the butterfly's flying away from them. So it's like it's leaving. It's gone. The
Yes.
innocence is gone. It's out of the building.
And the zebra is
Do you see
definitely
the
Abby.
butterfly flying towards the window? See that?
Whoa.
We broke the matrix.
Whoa.
What's the bunny again?
I fucking know.
The bunny represents her vibrator that she keeps with her at all times.
On my screen, the bunny is currently blocked, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, what about the bunny that dies in The Last of Us 1?
The sequel. Moments before her encounter with the giraffe,
That's a
Ellie
deer.
is staring at an engraving of a stag as the spring chapter begins. As
Oh,
Joel
okay.
tries multiple times to engage her, Ellie is uncharacteristically quiet,
Engage.
no doubt reflecting on her dramatic killing of David, as triggered by memories of the stag that brought them together. It is only her initial sighting of the giraffe that shakes Ellie from her solemn state, rekindling some measure of her inner light as this desperate world so eagerly seeks to steal from her.
How?
my god.
What?
Also,
What? Stop it. Stop it. Get some help.
This face is just done right now. This face is done.
That's mine.
That is done right now.
Up.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my god.
So this is not the worst interpretation I've heard of someone trying to figure out a video game, but it's on the spectrum.
Certainly top
One
shelf.
of them.
The highest of shelves. Not only because you have to be high,
Hold-
but because of
hold
the
on.
reach.
Hold on.
I'll give it a
Space
compliment
Junk-
that's not really a compliment. It certainly is unique.
Space Junk just said in the
It's
chat.
almost like
the-
Magma Fish video.
The wall is Abby's Tumblr sexuality flag.
Oh no! The butterfly represents Ellie coming out as a lesbian because like she comes out of the
It's
cocoon.
their innocence flying out the window.
No, but the butterfly comes out of a cocoon like Ellie comes out as gay, and the same way that the fucking what's her name, Lev, comes out as trans. It represents coming out because it's a butterfly and it comes out of a fucking thing. It makes sense. It makes more sense than this guy's video.
What an appropriate sound effect.
For Abby's encounter with the zebra mare, she is running alone in a forest, calling out for her father in an echo of what is to come. Once she finds Dr. Anna...
What?
She calls out for her father, and it foreshadows her being a fucking orphan.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, okay? Not every single second of a game or movie has some deep, meaningful, philosophical
You
message.
have a character which is really into smoking. It's like, it's thematic of how self-destructive they are. It's like, no. It's just that I thought it looked cool with a cigar.
It's a symbol. It shows how the world is falling apart. It
represents global warming.
Yeah, it represents global warming or something. And not everything is this unique philosophical message. Okay, and sometimes, as Freud said, a cigar is just a cigar.
You see the grass, it's growing long, which means that this has a theme of time because it takes time for grass to grow.
Usually major themes aren't this subtle. Usually major themes are like in your face. You can kind of extrapolate it from
like the themes of Last of Us 2.
So
which are really on the nose.
I've
like
come up with a
themes are
cherry,
or something like that.
I've
Or
come
Star
up with a
Wars.
cherry on top of this video. It's just when Joel shoots the doctorman in the face in the operating room.
Good, I'm glad you did that.
So am I. But if the narrator just paused right there and said, if you look closely, you can see the very moment that Abby became an orphan.
Yeah. That's my favorite part. It's the
That
best
is my
part of the
favorite
game.
part because he's defending his daughter from getting murdered for no reason. It's like, wow, what a good dad. And then he just gets shit on and then golf clubbed to death.
For
Great game.
no
Good
reason.
message. Yeah, basically. It's like, great game. Good message. Don't
Good
defend
story.
your daughter. Just let your daughters
Game of the
fucking
year,
die.
guys.
If you have a kid, kill him. Just kill him. There you go. Save the doctor the trouble.
We're just
We're
gonna
just
kill
gonna
him.
kill him.
Oh my fuck.
The elderly and disabled. We're just gonna kill him.
All right.
Not just the men, but the women and the children too.
What was that?
That's
the
what's
amen,
that.
the A women, the
It's
angels.
a coffin dance.
Oh.
Yeah, the coffin dance.
Let's just.
Astronomica. I think is that what it's called? Astronomia? Astronomica or something like that. I think that's what the song's called.
Anyway.
Sure, I guess.
And they set out to track an unidentified creature. Abby passes through the gaping maw of a whale, foreshadowing that she will soon be entering the belly of the whale.
Fuck off! Stop!
Oh my god!
Stop it!
Symbolism is so...
It's the hero's Germany.
No, that is not
You
correct.
see, this character enters a house, which is symbolic. You see, in Alien Isolation, you're constantly hiding in cupboards, which is secretly thematic on how Amanda Ripley is
Wants to come out
keeping
of the
her
closet.
sexuality away from the world, and she wants to come out of the closet.
Does Ellie ever hide in a closet at any point in the last?
No.
In either of the games, is there any time? Because it feels like the kind of thing they would do.
I thought he was going to make a reference to like Pinocchio or something.
I thought that's where he was going to, or like the story of Job.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if it was talking about Job, I'd be like, maybe some kind of
Yeah,
nope,
she's
hero's
like,
journey.
trying to
Okay.
find her
Jonah,
humanity or
Jonah.
trying to remember what it means to be a girl, and it's like, no, it's a hero's journey. It's like, whoa, you went way far.
It's the hero's Germany, actually.
Oh.
Hero's Germany. Oh god.
Aren't themes in the hero's journey like different things entirely?
No. Shut up.
No, I
You
think
no.
it is.
It's
No.
well, you
Because
can have a
one
lot
is
of themes,
structure
a
for
lot of different
story,
themes.
and the other one is like icing on the cake.
Listen, Abby goes on the hero's journey because she walked through a mini golf course. Shut up.
There is a theme of hero's journey in a hero's journey story.
Oh boy.
Part of the hero's journey where a character is thrust into an overwhelming situation of dark despair.
Just like when Dude Man, I can't remember his name, thrusts into Abby on that one scene, remember?
Oh god.
Dude, man.
Try not to.
Yeah,
Her
We
hero's
don't
short
remember
journey
this
is
scene.
thrust
So
onto
needed.
her by Neil's dick.
Stop.
The only good part
Daredevil
of this
threatened to
game is
consume
Fat
the
Garrett.
world completely, but offers the chance of rebirth, as symbolized by the mare's afterbirth she finds.
What?
shortly after.
What?
What the crap? What is
Stop!
wrong
Are you?
She finds Binding of Isaac afterbirth afterwards.
Wow.
We are in galaxy brain territory. Oh my god.
You see, when a start is
Message coming in.
recruits a
Patching it
child to the chapter, it's of growing up with the community.
So next time you guys see a placenta on the ground, yeah, think of rebirth for the main character of the story, apparently.
That's a thing that happens often to me.
I was thinking like
I often
was thinking
come across
whenever you
placenta.
or whenever you see a cross, whenever you see a Christmas tree, think of a cross.
Oh
Okay.
god.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Oh god, this changes the
going.
symbolism. This changes the symbolism of the.
Hold on.
Oh, forgot what it's called. Often of
Message coming
course, boss fight in Bloodborne. It changes so much.
Hold on. Dunn, keep going. I want to hear where you go with this.
Oh, that's just what Kirk Cameron in Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas says regarding it, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
We
I
are
need to
not
hear
going to see
BS.
this movie.
And do you know who else is called Kirk? Captain Kirk in Star Trek.
Remember
Oh,
that
that's
time
an
you talked
ironic
to God?
parallel that Maggie May Fish made.
Yeah.
Oh, what else is called Kirk? Kirk Hammer in Bloodborne.
Know what else?
Do what else is called Kirk? Kirk Hammett in Metallica.
Abby, by every technicality of the word, is female. Know what else is female? The Force.
You're giving me
Rey
a fucking
uses the
headache.
Force.
That represents the force she uses to destroy Joel's
Joel's head.
skull.
Patriarchy, the patriarchy. Joel's skull is the patriarchy.
Yeah,
Oh
she got him.
my
Although
god.
Abby is actually Joel all along. Oh.
I think it's too
Well,
late for
Joel's fault
humanity.
in
I
the
think
end.
humanity has failed as a species and just needs to be, wiped off the.
Abby is actually an alternate
Humanity was a
personality of
mistake.
Joel. And Joel isn't really killed, he just has a shift in personality. And the whole time you're actually chasing after
No,
Joel.
he just goes out to play some golf.
Joel's
Yeah.
contract is on a
It's
chip
like
that's in
parents
Abby's
with
head.
a cigarette.
She's going through a mini golf course, which Foreshadows beating the fuck out of Joel with a golf club.
It foreshadows balls going in holes.
Oh. Let's try and keep going here. Fran Mataraki. No, that gaping maw represents Liv's rectum after fat girl clapped them cheeks. Oh my god. Oh.
No, delete that, friend. Delete it.
Fran, that's
No.
really bad.
Take it back. Take your fucking $5 back, friend. It wasn't worth it.
I think he
Ask
got
for a refund.
Oh my god.
He doesn't deserve a refund.
I'm not gonna make it.
All right, Joe
Let's go
Crazy.
with that.
The cracked streets of the city represents the bumpy road. Yeah, it's like it's so silly.
The only thing
What's the
keeping me going
bugs?
right
The
now
bugs
is
on the OJ foreshadow.
the only thing keeping me going right now is the hope that Grace Randolph will message me back on Twitter.
She will block you.
No, listen, I'm a catch.
Tell me if she answers.
I'm a catch, okay? I'll
Yeah, but she lives on the other coast.
All right,
That's
all
fine,
right.
I'll make
We've
it
got
work.
a minute left, guys.
Passes through tentacles of a giant squid immediately following her exit from the well, suggesting
say
to our
tentacles.
subconscious the epic dual symbolism of the whale and the
What?
giant squid.
What?
Wait, what the hell is
How
that?
do you know there's a squid or is it
What?
octopus?
What is
How can you
wrong
tell?
Wait, we'll just stop. Let's
I
just
wanna hear that again.
let's just watch this one more time.
Giant squid immediately
Seaweed is always
Is that a
Oh,
squid
oh,
or is
no,
it an
that-
octopus?
I think it is a squid. I don't know.
There's no way to tell.
Oh my!
I want to
Usually
hear
by
this,
the
guys. I
body,
want to
but
hear
you
this.
just see the tentacles, which look to me more like Oculus. It's the
What's
octopus.
the difference?
It's the Oculus Rift. Okay.
I don't really know what the difference in their tentacles
They're
is. to be
they're
honest.
very similar. Don't worry. Let's go.
Oh, I guess I'll look it up.
From the well, suggesting to our
The
subconscious
tentacles on the
epic
squid
dual
is
symbolism of
bigger
the whale
than
and the
Tentacle.
I can't hear, guys.
Roll 34.
Abby also passes through the tentacles of a giant squid immediately following her exit from the well, suggesting to our subconscious the epic dual symbolism of the whale and the giant squid, foreshadowing what will ultimately take place between Abby and Ellie in the game's climax.
Wow! Abby and Ellie are the whale and the giant squid?
The question: Who do you guys think it is the whale?
Abby.
That's the right
At
answer.
the beginning, he brought up the you know, the magical, amazing creature that is a fuck. I already forgot what it's called now.
The unicorn or the
Unicorn. That's it.
rhinoceros.
How did I forget that? He brings up the unicorn. It's gone. He doesn't bring it up again. It's just.
Also, was
It
it
comes and it
supposed
goes.
to be on giraffe and zebras? Why we are going to the sea?
Listen, I'm losing brain.
How the hell did you get from giant squid fighting
Terrible.
a giant...
This is a really bad video.
It's amazing.
It's really funny.
What do you mean?
It's so close to just sounding like satire, but he just sounds so serious.
He's.
I think it is serious.
There's
I
not
think
a
he actually
single-
believes this.
There's not a
Come
single
on. There's
part of
only
this
1 minute
video-
left of this retardation.
There's not a single part of this video that I disagree with. Okay, it's genius.
And during its conclusion. Last week, the giraffe and the zebra are both.
See, that's
animals.
hang on.
Both with
So that's Abby who's being drowned there, yeah.
Yes,
Right. That's Abby being drowned there. So that means that she's the whale because whales need to come out like above the water to breathe. So that's how you know that she's the whale.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
I
she's
guess.
like
But he
drowning.
just said that zebras and giraffes are both prey animals, and Abby and fuckface Ellie, they're both women. Women are prey animals.
Dude,
what?
He's a racist.
Both wham.
He's a racist.
What's he gonna say?
women are ultimately victims of events originally set into motion beyond their control.
Okay, so they're women who are victims, and these are.
They fight, and it's the result of the victims.
Message coming in.
Victims of something and prey animals.
Wait a
It's
second,
almost the exact same thing.
Who has the subconscious of a giant squid fighting a giant whale? I just... Like, that has never crossed my mind.
I didn't know how he made this connection.
I suppose Abby is like big as a whale.
Yep.
And Ellie is lean like a squid.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Ultimate Fatty. Fuck it.
Great
Everything symbolizes everything else. Yeah, pretty much. I had no idea there was a giant squid creature that attacked giant whales, and that's a known thing, like a common knowledge thing.
All right. Let's
Well, you
keep going.
see, there is a strong theme of Christianity
Stop.
because when they push their head under the water, it's actually baptizing, and they are reborn.
Well, and then she's crucified. She's crucified at the end.
Oh my god! And then Ellie forgives her.
And then, so
Ellie
basically, it looks like she's
baptizes
dead.
Abby washing her of her sins, and then Ellie forgives her.
Abby is literally Jesus. That's the theme we're going with.
Yep.
No, I can't keep going. I'm
If you told this guy that it was Christian metaphor, I think he would do a video about it. I think he would go, you know what? You've got a point. You've got a point.
I'm running out of brain cells. My brain cells are a resource right now, and I'm running low. Okay, we gotta finish.
We will watch all
Finish
of the
it,
videos
yeah.
today after this.
Okay.
And while prey animals they both may be, the giraffe is formidable and powerful, despite its deceptively cute appearance.
Wait, what? Wait.
Is it
formidable and powerful? What are you smoking?
It looks like a goober. What do you mean?
They're prey animals? What are we talking about?
Like a fucking goober.
Yes. Powerful?
What's probably more powerful
The zebra is a prey animal?
What?
I mean, it's no elephant.
Isn't anything on the top of the food chain beneath it a prey animal?
No, it sits on top of the food chain because it's taller than the food
If it is a prey animal, it is on the top of the food chain.
Well, no, it's not at the top of the food chain, but I mean, I wouldn't say that it's not. It's probably more powerful than a human.
On the natural world, the giraffe doesn't have a predator besides humans, but
it's nowhere near as dangerous like a hippo. Like a hippo is like it's not really.
No,
a predator.
a hippo can destroy predators.
It can
if
fucking
they are
destroy you,
underwater.
I think they're more lethal than lions.
What's going on?
Yes, they are.
I have to wonder what this guy is smoking.
They kill more than lions.
All right.
He's probably smoking something really, really powerful.
All right, let's do some super chats.
And just like listen to him for an hour.
This is the kind of shit you hear from like a high guy. It's like, what if Yoda's green skin is actually representative of his bogus?
Envy of Anakin being the chosen one.
Yoda is just he represents a little fucking clump of weed in a bag.
What if stormtroopers can't see because he's depressed?
No. It's see, you see, the stormtroopers don't have foresight to see that what they're doing is going to be their undoing.
They can't even
And
see
that's
through
why
their visor and their helmet.
Ian is bad because they can't see that their actions will be their own.
Why do you think they miss so much? They can't see anything through that helmet.
Yeah,
they can't see through
You
their own
see,
hubris.
it's a very fundamental flaw with the design. Look, the moment you close up the T-visor, you can't see shit. It's important.
The helmet is a metaphor for neoliberalism.
The helmet is a symbol for condoms and why you should wear them.
What?
Go ahead.
Let's try.
Explain yourself.
It's protection.
Shiny, explain this.
Star Wars is a Catholic anti fucking what do you call it? Contraception.
You see, the clone helmet is white and it's protection, like a condom.
Anyway,
and that's why they lose because contraception.
Zach, you can play
condoms don't work.
Anyway, let's
helmet
get
also
some super
stays
chats
on
going.
during bed.
Here's a donation from Mark in 3D. Thank you, Mark. Step aside, Neon Genesis Evangelion. We got a new challenger for King of Symbolism. He is really pulling out lots of things that shouldn't exist.
Why even talk about the game at this point?
That would be nice.
It's just symbolism. That's it.
The game's good because my theme.
He's a genius.
My symbolism, actually.
See, Abby in this scene begins walking with her left foot, which is symbolic of marriage, the marriage march from the beginning to the priest, and this means that she is married to her. She's married to her evil, horrific life.
Giraffe.
You see, Abby drinks with her left hand, and in some cultures, that's considered to be Satan.
Can confirm.
Allah sakura salamin hikosi Satanas.
What? We don't talk Spanish here.
We don't speak that shit. We speak
with
moon landings
attacks
per
capable
football
of
field.
Killing predators in a single strike. Remind you of anyone? Well, that's all I have.
Yeah, giraffe. Yeah.
All right, he's done. He's done.
Okay, what?
Joe Crazy. The game disc represents the $60 you will never get back. Oh.
Jokes, I don't have it.
You see, the disc is a metaphor for the $60 you'll never get back.
I'm more retarded now than I was when I woke up this morning. Thank you, Wolf of Thorns.
Is that even possible?
I mean, the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
So, what did we learn today, guys? That Ellie is both a giraffe and a squid?
Ellie's a giraffe.
And a squid.
Ellie is a giraffe squid that baptizes Abby with the whale unicorn.
Because reasons.
I'm gonna go kill myself now. All right, see you guys. I had fun.
So next time you guys want to write foreshadowing in your story, you have to have a cause and effect that makes some goddamn sense. Okay?
That'd be the best way to go. Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Something happens to some other character or some other thing, and then that's a warning because it's a bad thing. So people say that's a bad thing.
The symbolism exists in stories. Absolutely, it does. It's just not usually so subtle. It requires someone to just go in there with a microscope to find it. Usually, it's pretty in your face. Even the works that are considered like great works to like even read in college or high school, if they have themes in them, they will not be this subtle. Okay, they will be in your face pretty much.
Yeah, I've never seen.
Have you read Frankenstein? The themes of that thing is pretty in your face. There's no subtlety there.
Yeah, I've never seen.
They will tell you exactly what they're trying to talk about because it's important.
Devil, the themes are better because they're subtle.
I've never seen
so subtle. No one fucking knew about them.
Represent
subtlety and nuance are really overrated.
If the so-called themes are that subtle, I assume it's because the author didn't intend them to be symbols at all.
If you have to think about themes, that's ableist. So you have to make them as obvious as possible.
Thinking is
Because
ableism?
Some people are retarded and they can't think. So it's ableist. Yeah. You ever think about that?
Have you ever read Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, real subtle themes there. The guy turns into a monster.
I've never read any of like the classics that I probably should have read. Like
anything
Dracula.
from Lovecraft? Yeah, I've read anything from Lovecraft. They all have themes.
I really want to read Lovecraft, but I started listening to audiobooks and I fell asleep.
Everything, all these literary masterpieces that you learn today, they have themes in them, and they're not that difficult to find. Okay, they're pretty easy.
I'm reading 1984 right now. Yeah,
oh yeah, those things. The themes in that thing are so subtle. Animal Farm,
the themes of them aren't used to like defend their horrible writing.
Message coming in.
Oh, that's definitely one of them.
Patching it through.
Also, 1984, Animal Farm. Yeah, real subtle themes there. You gotta go in there with an architect's toolkit to find all those hidden gems.
Oh, speaking of good books that I just finished recently, The Fifth Science by another YouTuber called Exerbia. Pretty fucking good. Highly recommend it. What do you mean?
I'm not too big a fan of his style.
Who the hell cares?
Books are for fucking nerds.
Yeah, don't read books. Come on,
nerds.
My name is Zach Reeds. I read.
Read the Elder Edda.
Nerd. It's the themes of incest, love for space women. I hate that super chat.
It's a game about zombies intended for children.
It's a game about zombies.
I just look over at chat and that's the first thing I see. I hate it. Thank you, Mike Testa.
So, yeah, that was ridiculous.
And it was
Ridiculous is generous through this video.
I'm exhausted.
Really got the noggin
Message
jogging,
coming in.
you know.
Yeah.
Patching it through.
Really got the noggin jogging.
Oh, okay.
Really pasteurizes my peanuts.
Here's Ultimate Fatty. Are any of you into reading SCP logs?
Ooh, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
I love
cool.
those.
Yeah. SCP.
Don't ask me to like recite any of them or remember which ones they are. I like reading them because they're neat. I don't remember any of the shits.
I remember some of them.
Like which one? Prove it.
SCP-610, which is the fleshy one that's flesh that spreads in the Russian village.
I'm not gonna check, so I'm not gonna assume you're right.
Huh.
I assume you're right. Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking kill me.
If you insist. We need a new clone. Is what he's saying.
Just roll a new one off the line.
I charge a flat fee of 1,000.
Has anyone actually played Last of Us Part 2?
No.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so there's a Zebra come back. Does Zebra ever come
What?
back? Is that Zebra ever mentioned again? That
No.
encounter is that ever mentioned again? Well, usually, if
Nope.
that was a meaningful symbol, any other work, and if we're actually meaningful, it would be usually referenced again in some way or another.
Do you know
and,
something that
remind
has
you of
unicorn symbolism specifically? Blade Runner.
The zebra scene literally is just there to make you think, oh, Abby's father is such an amazing guy. He saves
Yeah.
zebra.
He saves
Instead of eating
Save
it.
the cat. It's called the save the cat principle, and it's really stupid.
Lobsters.
I mean,
Save the
if
lobster.
I was in that situation and there was just this giant lump of meat just
Yeah, that's
fresh,
kind of what I'm thinking.
You would say food.
I mean, it's just natural selection, and you're dumb enough to get yourself stuck in a fence.
It's already fucking dead at that point. Let's be real here.
Philosopher.
Honestly, the amount of blood that the zebra was spilling, I think it died from blood loss.
That's even really good. They should have eaten it. They should have eaten that zebra.
Best case scenario, you get it out of the barbed wire. Like, it's gonna fucking die as soon as it goes into the forest or whatever. Like, it's not gonna survive very long at all.
Ultimate Fatty said in the chat, "The flesh that hats."
Yay.
It's a funny phrase.
Shall we continue? Shall we conclude?
That's it. That's the.
I think we pretty
that's
much
the end
pretty
of the
much
video.
I think we're good for the night. That was less than 2 hours, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
We did it, yeah.
Despite my best efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. We did a
Oh.
massive tangent.
There's another super chat from Mike Testa. Get ready for Abby massage therapy voice, man. What?
So Mike Testa, you are banned from existence. You have no more existing privileges. I'm taking away your
You are
First Amendment
fired.
rights.
You're fired from breathing.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
banned from reality.
That was fun. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was just ridiculous and silly. So that's fine. But thanks for the suggestion, guys. That was pretty quick as far as watching 2 videos and having a good laugh. So I'm going to be updating all the voting channels by next week because I wanted to give at least 1 week to get the old ones going. And hopefully we'll still keep choosing some more old ones, but you never know. I'll be mixing them up all throughout the channel, so some new, some old, and we can just randomly vote again. So thanks for your suggestions. Keep them coming. I'll have a long weekend of watching these videos, hopefully, and getting your suggestions in the vote. I might have to open up a second one, or sorry, a 6th or 7th, because there's so many, and it takes a while to go through them all, and we run out of space. We have to make a 6th or 2nd. So that's just how it goes. But we
Another
will
super
eventually.
chat came in.
Oh boy, Mike again. Hey, thanks, Mike. You got to look at squids and whales. I guess.
He said Wales as in the country of Wales.
Oh yeah.
Stop. Silence, wench. I do not wish to be horny anymore. I just want to be happy.
Also, fuck generic shooter said, I think Smudboy's videos should end here. This is his magnum opus. Delete your channel.
Oh yeah. I'm done.
Well, there's still Maggie May Fish to watch.
Oh.
No.
I still think I still think the moment of the ring as a concrete symbol of the authoritarian nature of the patriarchy was that was a highlight.
Maggie May Fish is a
No,
left-wing
Maggie May
conspiracy
Fish.
theory.
Listen,
Does mean
Don't
right-wing
ever-
conspiracy theory?
don't ever mention Maggie May Fish to me ever again.
Why?
Good message,
She's
Zach. Come on.
hilarious.
Good message, Maggie Mayfish.
I'll come knocking at your door and tell you, what do you want to talk about our Lord and Savior, Maggie Mayfish?
I like the way the acronym for Maggie May Fish sounds like someone being like muffled, like someone's like you have your hand over their mouth,
Maggie
like
May
you're
Fish.
stopping them speaking. It's like,
Now, I only say
I
that because
always
the last time I watched a Maggie video, I got so angry at the dumb shit she was saying, I actually got a migraine that made it hard for me to sleep that night.
For a long time, I thought it was an acronym for motherfucker and something before that. I was like, what's the M before that?
massive
Mothering motherfucker.
Every time you think of that scene in Batman v Superman where, why did you say that name? It's just like, oh no.
Why did you say Smud comes into the channel. Hey, do you guys want to watch a Maggie May Fish video today? Why did you say that name?
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you guys. That was really fun. Thanks everyone in chat. You guys are great. We're going to talk to you real soon, and hopefully see you on the weekend, either here or with LitDev, or who knows? Maybe we'll have a game night. I'm not sure yet, but yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.